wise man once said, to forget how to dig the soil, tend the earth, is to forget ourselves.
Oh, that wasn't even on the right planet. And then lean back. Oh, that's awful. Where do I want to go? More that way. About ahead. Otherwise it's good. Oh. Morning or good day. Oh, it's like 9 a.m. for you. No, wait. No, it's like 1 p.m. You guys are ahead of us. So good day. But it's morning for me, indeed. I fell asleep like 2 a.m., which was very nice. And I literally just woke up. Siri and Ebba had gone down for a nap. They woke up like 7. Well, it's trimmed 3 millimeters yesterday. What were we doing? We were transporting. Or were the sprayer even done? We're picking rocks. Definitely that. And then we're cultivating on 17. And we're waiting for our corn to get ready. Or I mean, cotton. And we have one more cornfield. So we have plenty of work. The question is if the fertilizing is complete. It is. That's good money. And the cultivating is done, but I'm gonna pick rocks first. And it is... Oh, it's working on the... plowing. That's where we at. Yeah, right. I forget that. Well, the tool is full. I have a solution for that. I think these rocks are going to be worth more than the mission to plow. I don't know why plowing pays so poorly. Considering the time, it's like one of the worst jobs on the farm. Oh. Now that's going. Let's eat some breakfast. Mmm. It really feels like my rock picking removes percentages. How was my weekend? It was great, Josef. I've been outside in the sun all day. So from when I wake up to when the sun sets, I've been outside. And I've been driving an excavator for my parents on their build site. They're building a house, like a tiny house. I mean, it's 50 square meters, so it's not tiny house, but it's a small house. And I've been helping them out, digging a little bit of foundation and a big old trench to divert the thawing snow into their pond that is not yet built. She posted a video of me and Ebbe, or maybe of her picking rocks. She's been rock picking all weekend. Let's take home the fertilizer. They're working hard out on the field. I haven't seen the video. I don't think so. Only stuff we could carry went into the car. And the car was so heavily loaded. I mean, the rear wheels didn't touch the fenders, but it felt like it would. I think she drove like 30 kilometers an hour home. Just to not ruin the car. It does not look good, does it? 22%. We'll see how it... what ended up going on. Oh! Oh?
Use Fakandari resubscribes. 22 months. I think I already shared this, but oh well, Twitch be twitching.
Thank you for staying subbed, Joseph. And now it's when you should say always. And I should say, you're such a friend. We have slurry. Chickens have some food. We have 5,000 eggs. Or thereabout. We have too much cotton. How much? How much do they pay? There we go. For eggs. 2,300? That's really high. Shall I abuse that and make some cash? Or shall I save the eggs for my bakery? $4K for fabrics, and that's not, oh, that's low. 7K is the highest. Wow. Western Norway? You must be the first from Western Norway. I've had a couple of people from like Stavanger and Oslo, but Western Norway? Welcome, thank you for stopping by. Glad to have you here. Never leave. Shall I sell this lime? 94,000 liters. I mean, I can't store more, and we're getting more rocks. So we have 15,000. Toad GGA? Hashtag 2. You're also from Western Norway? What are the odds? I mean, I might have had people from Western Norway, but not that said that they do. The east part of Western Norway. Let's sell it. 94,000 liters. Oh, rock picker's full. Okay. Get it. Oh, it's the first time playing, or are you just reinstalling it? I fear that I might have to replow. This is the Alps. What's it called? Like Erlangale or something like that? Ear something. Mmm. Mmm. Oh. No rocks here. Whatever. I went from 17 to 22. If it is a new game. It's a new game for sure. Hmm. Hmm. Is this something I would want? Totally yes. But is it something I'm going to get? I don't know. Not now. I mean, it's a good deal. But not now. I need the cash for other things, like a second... I have some investments I can do to increase my income. So I'm gonna be doing that first. What's up with the dairy? It's out of butter? We're out of space for butter, rather. That's okay. That just means my dairy needs upgrading. To the industrial bakery. But I'm gonna need to sell my silage before that. Eva and his mom are sleeping. They woke up at like 7, and since I streamed until 2 a.m. She was kind and let me sleep. So now she's napping with him. Yeah, we had a fall yesterday. So Ebbe was with us on the construction site this weekend. And I was driving the excavator non-stop, whilst Mother and Siri took turns taking care of him. And so did my stepdad also. He also took care of Ebbe sometimes. But they made him safe and kept him safe, I mean. And he was so keen on being in the excavator. So he ran up to me and he wanted to be in it. And they lifted him up and he got to sit with me for like half a minute. And then he got bored and wanted to go and do something else, so he ran out. And then he comes back and he wanted to sit with me. And he got so upset if he couldn't sit with me. And back and forth he went for 3 days. And on the last day, they have been digging it's not a full basement, it's like a tiny basement where they're gonna have a septic tank. So it's very small and it's like hip deep. You can't walk in it. It's like it's only meant for the tank, and then they can suck from the tank to get it out. So it's not a full system. And he was playing and having fun, and then before Siri could react, he fell into that hole face first. And it was loosely packed gravel in the bottom, so it wasn't It wasn't like concussion level at all, but he got a lot of cuts and bruises on his face because he landed like so flat that he got some marks in his forehead, some on his cheeks. He got a nosebleed, and his lip got busted, so he got some blood from the lip on the inside, and some scratches on his lip and chin. So like a true face plant. But he took it like a champ. Oh, it's only 2 passes, right? Yeah, about 2 passes left. Shall we go and dump this rock? He will. He's gonna look a little damaged, a little broken for a few weeks, but it's gonna be fine. I think for him the worst part was when he was sleeping last night. He likes to sleep on his belly, or rather he sleeps on his knees. So that, like, imagine he goes down to pray. That's how he sleeps, with his knees tucked in and on his chins, sort of. He's weird. And his face was hurting from the scratches. Couldn't do that. It's like one of the common baby poses, to sleep all curled up like that. Makes him feel safe. So there's gonna be a road here one day. Don't you worry. One day we'll make it. Why do I have so much money? Has the lime been sold? 45,000. Was that all I got? From 100,000 liters of lime? I had 15, so it's 30. Right? Yep. That's okay. I am though unsure on how much profit it is doing it, if you factor in the salaries and the wear on the machine. Can it park here? No. No, it looks wrong. When do I need it next? I'm sure. Let's put it here. Up on the concrete pad at least. Shall we go and get some mineral feed, perhaps, for my cows? Oh, that's unfortunate. I need it right now. In a stable side position. That's nice. A little old, what do you mean? Are you older than my son that is a year and a half? I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, he can type on a keyboard and all. It just doesn't look like sentences. It's mostly smashing of keys. So the plowing is all done, but I'm worried that the contract doesn't think it is. We'll check. We won't be able to hand it in before we're done with the stone picking, but you play on a PS4? I would love a console to play this on. A viewer of mine, Miss Fashion. She plays on a PS5. So nice. I play on PC with a PS4 controller. And it's, as a streamer, it's a more convenient way of doing it than playing on console. But playing in the living room, that's the way to go. Just relaxing on the sofa. How much does this weigh? A big machine. 30 tons? Can I use it to compact silage? 30 tons? Wonder if it's maneuverable enough and strong enough to get up here. Oh. The pig says no. It's like a dog, you know, trying to get up on the bed, but not tall enough. But I could probably drive these pits. Now this is compacted, mind you. Just wanted to test its off-road capabilities. Oh, that's actually very good. Oops. Who left that there? It's not where it goes. Should go up on the field again, to be honest. There's a lot of corn left to be harvested. That was a fun test. Workers blocked, okay. Okay. I'll swing it around the bush. But the only drawback of playing on console is like a few percent of the mods do not work. Morning Johannes, indeed. That was even worse parking. What am I doing? Ah, get out of the way! Oh, he was finished. Never mind then. Okay. I think we're gonna have to plow this field again. Yep, 0% finished. So, if you pick rocks on a plowing job, you need to plow it twice. And I'm not gonna cry, it's just an unfortunate reality. I spoke about you just 10 minutes ago, Miss Fashion. Nothing good though. Nothing good, I'm afraid. Raya says he plays on PS4, and I said I would love to play on console, and then I said you play on a PS5. You were being sensible indeed. And now there's more rocks that I can't pick. So weird. Chat, do you understand why it's doing what it's doing? Is the mod broken? Lurking for 2 weeks. So, if I weren't me, and I was watching this stream, I would absolutely fall asleep watching myself. And I mean that in a good way. Especially since I'm streaming so late. European time, very late. I had to fall the heck asleep. And I struggle falling asleep. So every night I sleep with earbuds in, and I listen to some just boring enough but interesting video, often about machining, often about making stuff, or computers, like programming or the science, something like that. And then I fall asleep. But I could probably watch myself. I mean, I can't literally watch myself. I mean, you can watch a VOD. I can watch a VOD, I guess. Yeah, plowing brings up rocks, so picking rocks after plowing seems like the sensible way of doing things. And I thought I was certain that I've been able to do that in the past. But the plowed state, this is like the field itself has the plowed state. I'm pretty sure. So that's the field. And it does not need plowing. But it's not plowed either, that's true. It's cultivated. Does the plower, the rock picker, does that cultivate then? If the field is plowed, the rock picker leaves a cultivated field. Interesting. I'm gonna move the wheel loader, so I'm not hindering. I wonder if it could be financially viable to just continuously plow a field and pick rocks. I'm glad my rage during my failures is not putting you off, Raya. He's broken some controllers. Oh. I've only broken keyboards. And most of them have been... Okay, one has been serious and one has been meme related. And I've broken, like 10 keyboards from spilling things. That's... Yeah, that's a thing as well. Oh wait, where am I going? I'm reading chat, not paying attention. You are a woman? Welcome, woman. I took the wrong way up. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm born in Sweden and I've lived in Sweden my whole life. But my mother is Norwegian. So I have some Norwegian heritage. But she was adopted to a Swedish family when she was, I don't know, a year and a half. Am I rich? I have 10 million in debt. So, not particularly. But we have a lot of tools. So we're making good money. We will be rich within a few years. En dam I sina bästa dagar. So I've parked like a fool here. But there's still some space left for the rock picker. It's nice having a little bit more space between the machines. I've been parking them so tightly. I feel there's only a huge risk that you'll... Oh wait, I'm not supposed to park it. I'm supposed to go and check if the cultivated field will be ruined. So back we go. Field 16 is our goal. I wonder if there's a mod for better extra lights, so you get more reach on the visibility, especially forwards. I'm feeling the sideways is plenty. Okay. So this contract is 100% completed. It's just waiting for me to hand it in. Maybe now is when I'm supposed to use my machinery. When it's yeah, when the contract thinks it's finished. I'm not sure I've ever done it at the same. I don't have access to this land. Where? What? Okay. So no. Not when it's finished. Okay. That's okay. Then we'll hand in that contract. And we can start fertilizing. I'm gonna go to the store and I'm gonna check the yellow and the blue one to see which one I like the most. And I can either try an Axion or a Fendt 9 series, 8 series. 8 series? The Axion is kind of nice. Let's drive the Fendt though. If that sprayer is nicer. So I don't have a sprayer. Out of all of my tools, a sprayer is something I don't use and therefore haven't bought. But I would like one for contracts. Is it the yellow with the red or yellow with the grey boom? Grey, right? Yeah, great. So the yellow is larger tank, but potentially smaller boom. If they don't have the extension, because then if they have the extension, it's the same width, but it's a larger tank on the Hardy. I think larger tank is worth it, considering the amounts of hills I'm going to be doing. This one only holds 4 barrels. This one holds 5. But I prefer the skinny wheels. Oh, the blue. 30 meters is like, it's almost too much. Let's go with the yellow. Because I think the yellow had the Fendt tractors, right? Other Swedish streamers? Yeah. I mean, a few of them. I haven't been on Twitch the past 2 years. So my social network is like everyone that streamed further back than that. I've been to a few DreamHacks, for example, where they have Twitch meetups and Twitch after party. They've been legendary. No free drinks no more. Oh. So before I became a streamer, I was a photographer, and I, at 2 occasions, were hired to work at the Twitch after party after DreamHack. And back then the drinks were free. Now you get drink tickets, so they give away some drinks, but like having to pay for your drinks on a Twitch party, awful, man, awful. Just kidding. But their parties used to be wild. Now they're a little bit more professional. Like the two that I was working on, it felt like someone's huge backyard party. Both good and bad. And another fun coincidence, the partner of my life, the love of my life, the mother of my child, I met her unknowingly 2 years before we actually met. When I was working as a photographer at that Twitch partner event. I even have a picture of her. It's not like she's in the background, but I was looking through the photos from that event because I knew she was there, and I found her in one of the pictures. But that's before I knew who she was. We were introduced by a friend. A friend we share. Boom, 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 boom. Oh yeah, fertilizing. I kind of forgot what I was doing. One of these. Let's take maxes. So field 23 I'm not supposed to return until I've done the other fields. Borrow items. And then we accept field 23 to field 10. And then we go 987. And then we buy 5 pallets of herbicide. I'm not sure I'm gonna use a full tank, but better to have it than to need to go back. How much is the total income of all these fertilizing jobs? 4, 8, 12, 15, 17 and a half maybe. So I'm probably not going to use all of this fertilizer, because this was 12,000 in fertilizer. Oh, is there 2,000 liters per bucket? I thought it was 1,000. Maybe I should have read better. Oh, it's 2,000. Okay, then I definitely not going to use all of it. I'm going to use half of it. At most. More like a third. So now we have herbicides for another year. Yeah. Or 2. So whatever's in the machine when I return it gets sort of sold back to the store. Good luck on your farm. I want to know all about your playthrough. What map are you picking? What settings are you running? So is that the... Oh! Is it the rear lights reflecting in the trailer, making it hard to see outside? No. But the rear field lights, for some reason, makes it... Oh wait, I didn't disconnect. Oh, I took off the weight. Whoops. I did not disconnect the trailer, I disconnected the weight for this experiment. Okay, let's do it again then. Disconnect. Yeah, it's the trailer that does it. Weird. I mean, it is quite bright. Let's see if I can hook up the front weight from underneath here. It might be difficult. Missing my IRL machine? Both yes and no. When I came home yesterday, I had to go and confirm that the seat in the Volvo was much nicer. And I instantly realized why I like our machine so much. The visibility makes it feel so much safer, especially if you have people in the vicinity. So we have a 1.6 ton cab excavator. Like it doesn't have the cab really. It's a cabless excavator, like a convertible. And I've been driving for 3 days an excavator with a cab. And the heat was nice, and it felt cozy. But the visibility was... It made it scary to dig around people. And none of my family members who were with me were like high-vis jackets or nothing. So they were hard to spot, which made it made it scary. Nice to be out in the sun. Yeah, I've been considering taking off the roof completely, but it's nice if it rains. And it's not good to sit in direct sunlight at noon, so it's good for like a sunshade as well. So I'm gonna leave it on. Yeah, no high-vis. So for next time we go digging, I think I want to put people in high-vis list, because it's like you're sitting in your own world, sort of, when you're digging, focused on what you're doing, and then all of a sudden a human pops up, and it's sort of shocking, I'd say. It scares me. It's like a jump scare when someone is in my digging vicinity. I mean, maybe not everyone in my family is very good at the manners around the machine, so they come up from the side, or probably walk close to the rear, and it's sort of scary to drive that way when you know that there might be a person there any second. For the most part, I was sort of jumpy. So if I saw something moving, I was like, oh, a human. But it was just like a tarp flailing in the wind. I've been digging some foundation for... So they are building a tiny house, a 50 square meter house with a 50 square meter attached greenhouse. The foundation was already dug, but we made like a half height basement, like a dig out for their septics, and then we also moved a lot of masses around the yard, and we put a foundation in the greenhouse, and then we also dug a trench for melting snow. So basically a creek. I'm gonna call it a creek. At the deepest end it was at least 1.5 meters from memory. So it was quite big. We finished so late, so the sun has already set, so I haven't taken any pictures of how it looks. But next time I go visit, I can take some pictures of what we've done. That's an interesting choice of line, sir. Weird. Why is he turning on the field? Like, he is deciding not to do the end. What is this? Are you saving this for later? Workers, man. Oh, no, it's. I think it would be even more efficient if I had someone work with me on the outside of the machine. So it's really nice having people work together. It makes it faster, especially when you're renting a machine for like $150 a day. It's good getting as much done as possible. Whatever. I mean, whatever about this field, not whatever about working in other areas. Next time, you guys are finished with the digging. I mean, there's probably a million more things you want to do, but from my understanding, you were done with the essentials. So will there even be a next time? You know? Did you leave for work very early this morning, Mother? So those who don't know, Katrin in chat is my mother. Did you leave very early in the morning? I'm curious if you... Still really good price on cake. 2,700 on bread. It's gonna be better this winter. Flour 1,100. I don't know how long I'm gonna be streaming fashion. It depends on when Siri and Ebba wake up. I think we're gonna go on an adventure today. At least I'm gonna be there with them, because there's been so much other things going on lately, so there hasn't been a lot of family time. Then again, she might stream, so then there's no family time, but then I'll take care of Ebba. No early morning. So, how does it look in the sun? I'm mostly thinking about the planters I made. So we were about to head home, return the machine and all of that. And it was dark. And I got this idea to make some flower beds. Because I was moving around some dirt piles and I was like, well, the machine is here and I have this idea. I'm just gonna knock this out real fast. So I made some planters, some raised planters. But I bet it doesn't look anything special until you get something planted, and when you build that bridge is crucial. So the creek is so big. That it's like a maybe 3-meter gap from side to side, where I mean you can jump, but it's far, and they have been wanting to build a bridge anyway, so. The plan is to build a bridge over it. Oh, do. I mean, I'm gonna see it whenever I can visit anyway, so don't stress it. If you forget it, it's fine. But curious I am. So digging when it's dark, it's quite tricky. Because you don't see distances when the light is coming from just one way. It's significantly easier to judge when the sun is up. But it works. Works in the dark too. Depending on what you do. Like some jobs that is mega critical with, say you're making a creek. Then you need the flow to continuously lower at a specific pace. So you don't get water stuck in the creek. That is very difficult. That's very difficult in the day even. This is the first creek I dig in. It proved to be very tricky. Well, that I assumed. Unclear, mother. Depends on what we're doing. If Siri is working, and me and Ebbe might take a trip. But we might go on an adventure when they wake up. We'll see. Is Field 23 done? No. But he thinks it's done. But he's missed... Is it this part of the field or the other? Both. Okay.
Entertainment to reach your ears. The Chicken Nugget Show. Who will choose the best tune of the week? Find out Sunday.
Calling all gamers from across the world. Axel Gaming is waiting for you. Whether you fancy hauling loads across the globe in the Axel Haulage VTC, protecting the streets of London in our British-themed 5M server, or if you want to be like Jeremy Clarkson and try your hand at farming, we have that too. With over 3 years experience, we know how to run a community with all the best people. Don't sit around being bored out of your box. Check us out today at axelgaming.com.
These VTC commercials are hilarious. I don't know why I'm bothered with radio breaks, radio commercial breaks. Ruins the experience for me. But this amateur radio that does advertisements for VTCs, virtual trucking companies, I kind of think they're funny because they're so bad. They have a comic attribute to them.
Like our trusted truck, Skip. So, do you think you're a warrior? Do you think you're made to control the roads? Then sign up today at roadwarriorenterprise.net or join our Discord. One family, one crew, one family. Road Warrior Enterprise.
One crew, one family.
It's a relaxed and growing VTC on the roads of ETS and ATS. We can offer you friendly staff, low mileage requirements, VTC paint scheme, auto job logging, driver rankings, driver of the month, regular convoys, and regular giveaways. If this is what you're looking for, why not be a part of our growing community? Find out more at globaltrucking.uk.
Back to back to back to back. Non-stop hits. Amateur radio is... it makes that day better. Maybe I should figure out a way to listen to amateur radio in my car. You should probably find some on the internet, right? So you could... Ooh! You could likely stream it. What are you doing, sir? Sir? That's not how the field goes. This is not how the field goes. Sir. I have to insist on a course correction. Oh, wrong way. It's like I've forgotten how to reverse. Ah, that's better. Overspraying some. But that's fine. That's better. That was a poor job. Cool. Any new contracts? I don't know if I could take any anyway. Oh yeah. Maybe this counts as an active. So you can probably only have like... You can have 3 active contracts. But I think completed contract might be counted into that. We can try by accepting this. Yeah. So it still counts as an active even if it's completed. Whew. When I came out to the studio today, it was 8.9 degrees. It's now heated up a little bit to a sweaty 13. Don't I have like a blanket out here? Somewhere out here, allegedly, there's a blanket. What is he doing? He's skipping some of this field as well. Nothing of interest. Available on sale. Let's continue with our corn harvest. Now that the sun is rising. Oh! Bumpy ride. So I think I had like a sliver left on top of this field. We need to name this field. This field is a grass field originally that I have converted into corn.
To chat to our staff and listeners, why not join our Discord today at discord.truxin.fm.
So it doesn't have a name like other fields. I'd like to pretend that I know that language and can read that name, but I can't. Welcome. Welcome nonetheless. Worker H has completed their task. I find that very unlikely. Where have he missed? Everywhere. That must be the worst spray job I've ever seen. How have you even managed to do that? Like, have you turned here to here? To here, to there? Wow. And he's like, I'm done. It's like a Friday evening for him, right? Ah, quicker I get done, quicker I can get home. Play some farm sim on my computer. Oops. Looked like I made it so much better. This is a difficult field for AI to pull off, to be honest. Let's do this up until halfway, and then we can turn back. We can probably do about here. Stop it for a second and reverse. Yeah, looks about right. I find it so difficult to see what is done and what isn't. We can see some weeds that will be dead after. Like they lose their color, they become sort of black and white. And then we'll take one at the end. Yeah, FNAF. Is it? What are 9 supposed to be? FN99Y. Have I asked you before? Fnuggy. Ah, Fnuggy. Cool. Thank you for telling me. So I don't struggle with it like every time I say your name. I think this is probably the worst field. The others are more square, but not perfectly so. So we'll see if the AI manages. It might end badly. There we go. Fold up. It's always scary folding on the road. Will it be fast enough? Yes. Oh, will it hit here? No. Are we going to field 10 perhaps? Oh wait, we've done field 10. Oh, is that done? 97% field 10? Oh man, I missed that bit. That's on me. I think field 9 is next. If I am right. I don't have to fold it even. See what happens if we do this entire pass and then hire the AI worker. Let's see if we can do it. Will he manage? Or will he manage to fuck it up? Okay. Then that is a cotton field, so I'm not gonna harvest that. At least not with this machine. I wonder if you can make silage out of cotton. Fall colors on all the beech trees. This beech hedge. Woo! If your human life was longer, I would definitely plant a beech hedge. This is gonna be so much corn. Oh man. I say that like it's a bad thing. It isn't. It's a great thing that it's a lot of corn, but I thought I was conservative this year, only planting 2 fields with corn. But these are quite big fields, so I'll probably have like 1.5 million of corn. Or chaff, really. 1.5 million chaff. Oh, we're running out of fuel. But I think we're gonna be able to fill this tank first. Or this trailer. We're gonna have to remember though when we go and drop it off to put fuel in it. Oh jeez, it's even blinking. Worker D has completed a task. Unlikely. Very unlikely he's finished with field 9. I have doubt. Press X to doubt in chat. Sightseeing. Oh, luckily it can't tip out. So when running dual trailers like this, it isn't very nice to drive. I will say that. Harvester is a little buggy. we can finally be done with contract on field 4. Oh, don't get stuck now. Come on. Ooh, we almost forgot to refuel. Well, this refuels because it's, yeah, got a big tank. I'll pop over to the field and inspect. Weren't you finished? He was finished. Field 4 completed. That's the plowing. Collect. 23 is that one I can't collect. He's done 43%. On field 9. How does one do 40% and say it's done? You've done some of field 8? Ah! This dude. Luckily we're doing field 8 as well, so it's not it's not wasted product or nothing. But it's like, how is this done? How is this done?
Truck Sim FM.
You sent me a DM? Chill. Oh. What did he do? One pass, like that. Spray. Go. I guess I have to do the spraying myself. If he's gonna continue behaving this poorly. Worker D. Wasn't it Worker E that did the other stuff? Oh, did we run out of fuel? Yeah. I need to refuel my fuel truck. Or fuel tank. I wonder if you can put fuel in the big water tank truck. I'm gonna cut the stuff around the house so I don't knock it down by mistake when I drive here later. I'm not intentionally saving them as lampposts. We'll fix that problem later. Oh, is the DM anything crucial? I tend to not check on things when I'm streaming. But not always. Sometimes I break that rule if it's crucial, you know? It's time sensitive.
Thank you. After all, you could have chosen Spotify or another station. For years of broadcasting, Traxim FM has been providing music and entertainment no matter the day or time. Traxim FM has been here for you. Possibilities most
I missed even more. Woo. Let's turn around here. Slowly. Slowly. Ooh. Careful now. Down. Hi, Grundragon. Again? No, I've been up all night. I'm just kidding. I slept well. That was nice. And Siri woke up with Ebba, so I didn't need to wake up at like 7 with the baby. So I got to sleep until 10 a.m. And when I was waking up, they were going back to sleep. So then I thought, well, until Ebba wakes up, I'll pop off and do a short stream. I don't know what time it is, but I'm streaming for an hour and a half, so perhaps another half hour. I don't think he's gonna sleep more than 2 hours. That feels a little much for him at this the time of day, since it's only a nap. We don't wake him up though, so I mean, if he wants to sleep, he wants to sleep. We don't believe in waking babies. Hi, Anders. No, since he has been sick this weekend, we're taking a couple of days off. What mic do I have? Neumann TLM 103. TLM stands for Transformerless Microphone. But that's not what you asked, was it? I think this is the best mic you can get without costing an arm and a leg, and anything better will have such diminishing returns that you're really wasting money. But it's not for everyone. I say for most people, in most environments, especially if you have like a loud PC or neighbors, you should really get an SM7B. One of these. Because they're much nicer and easier to use. And it's better in a bad room. 416 is better? Are you drunk? I mean, some people have that opinion, I'm sure. The 416 looks better? To some. I like that black and gold look, but TLM has such a. It's not silver. It's like gold shimmer, and a black and gold microphone is more visible to your eyes. So when streaming, it will be like constantly distracting from your gameplay. For yourself, for the stream, I don't think they would care, but for you as a streamer, it would matter. And when it comes to sound, yeah, whatever. I have not actually used the 416. Oh, they sell it in grey as well? Well, XLX. Well, XLS. XLS? You mean AKG? 416? 414, I mean. Are you... Isn't it 416? No, 416 is the MKH. 414, yeah. Oh, it's called 414 XLS. I haven't heard that final lettering, I guess. It's offloaded here. Cause I'm like, isn't XLS a manufacturer of like cheap knockoff mics? And Gnuborg. Drunk opinions matter, indeed. So how come you're so interested in microphones? $700 is definitely affordable. Like a mic, what are you gonna do to break it? How are you breaking a mic? I mean, if you're screaming like an idiot into it, you can damage the capsule. And you can of course hit it or drop it, but otherwise as a creator, the mic is gonna last you a lifetime. A lifetime, I'm telling you. So therefore I find it very cheap. Like if you end up spending this mic is like $1,000 and divide that over a career of streaming, and it's nothing. If you enough saliva, man. Enough saliva, and you can probably do some. I'm gonna try it with a bucket, labeling and flattening, and maybe that's nice. The silage fork is not too wide by any means, but it is very wide. So it's easier to bump the edges of the silage bits. So I'm thinking perhaps it's nice using the bucket, but it's also not as wide as the pit, so it might be annoying. We'll see. Where I think this is gonna shine is in the backstroke, you know, to smoothen using the backstroke. Only horny girls? What a rude opinion. Are you an awful human being? Such a sexist joke. Not accepted in here. We only want kind viewers. The backstroke didn't work at all. Let's switch to the other fork. You kind? I like that. Then I accept you.
Playing the music you love, rise to your truck cab. Driving Truck Sim FM.
So I presumed you were doing a sexist joke on other creators here on the platform that does a lot of ASMR. And ASMR is a real thing, it's a work of art, and individuals like Amaranth is so good at it, you don't even understand. She's a professional, and if you're an inconsiderate or uneducated person, I understand how it seems like a weird thing, but a lot of people de-stress from listening to ASMR. Like Mike ear licking, for example, it's one of those things that you might initially think it's only for horny people that sort of get off doing it. But for most, I believe it's a de-stressor. And it's a very powerful one. But it's easy being blind to things you don't understand. It's easy to judge and complain and sort of mock the stuff that you haven't really grasped yet. Anything that's new, you know, it's been like this for probably all human existence. If someone is different, they are weird. And if they're weird, they're bullied. But different might be better. It's just that they're first at it. Why is it weird? What is weird with ear licking? So the sound, for me, the sound of ear licking is, it's so powerful that it takes me out of my own thoughts. It demands my attention. And that is something I really enjoy with the content. I don't watch it. I don't watch any ASMR. But I know my girlfriend does. She does a lot of ASMR, like when she's doing taxes or something like that. Something that she needs to stay focused on, because it helps her with that focus. And it's very relaxing to her. Whilst music, if she listens to like good music, she starts singing along and she's lost in her work because the music is too interesting to her. So just because you as individuals are not helped by the power of ASMR or don't understand it and think it's just a thing girls do to make money off horny boys, you couldn't be further from the truth. That said, of course there's going to be a lot of horny boys masturbating, and girls probably, masturbating to ear licking. But I mean, people masturbate to a pack of sugar. People masturbate to whatever. If ear licking doesn't work for you, perhaps you don't have good enough headphones. The audio quality is absolutely crucial to enjoy it. But still, that sensation is not for everybody. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with you for not enjoying it. It's definitely not for everyone. Oh, the word OG bothers me. Like, the industry changes constantly. So, do you mean that people who do tingling ASMR mind people sitting in bikinis licking microphones? Because then they're being elitist assholes. And that's so classic as well, like people hating on other creators. And I think it's shameful. That is ASMR just as much as the OG ASMRs. So what is happening is that the more sexual oriented ASMR artists attract a crowd, and what has happened with that crowd is probably the people that don't understand ASMR, they go in just for the sexuality of it. They probably spill over to the OG ASMRs, right? And they come and they behave harassively and just be mean and nasty. So that I understand, and then they're blaming the new creators for it. And I say shame on them. They should blame the people. It's always the people that is the problem, not the creator. Anyway, maybe this topic doesn't interest you guys, so I can definitely drop it. There's so many things that rubs me the wrong way though, so I could keep going for hours. And I think the biggest issue I have is the haters. Because they behave like they are entitled to dictate what happens on the platform, and they feel like they're entitled to hate on other streamers. And that's not okay. People are the worst, exactly, Grun Dragon. Split categories, but like, do you split CSGO categories? Like if you have one streamer streaming in a hoodie and one streamer streaming in a bikini, would you split them into different categories? And like a dude that is out like using a scythe in a field being topless, he's allowed to do that. It's like as soon as you get good at something, as soon as you're hot enough, you should be in a different category. Is that what you're saying? So you believe that you can make the distinction of, oh, you are too sexy to be in this category. And who would make that assessment? Who would be like the boss that says, oh, no, you're not sexual enough to be in the sexy ASMR category? Well, like if someone is overweight or is not attractive by the male standard, oh no, you can't be in the sexy category, back into the OG ASMR category you go. This is like incredibly difficult. Do I think Twitch needs to become Pornhub? No. Could that happen? There's a bunch. There's so many streamers, male and female, that borders sexuality. Like they're maybe doing something like yoga or a pool and hot tub and stuff where it's just about being sexual. But how do you say, no, you are too sexual? Or you are, like, how do you say you're not welcome? It's like, you're so attractive that your content is so sexual that you're not allowed on this platform. If you just were a little bit uglier doing the same thing, it would be fine. Or if you were a man, then you could show your boobs and your thighs, that's fine. But if you're a girl, you can't do that. Like, it's such a weird argument, and it's such a difficult question, because I think there are some streamers crossing the line. But now talking about my line, there are some streamers where I think their content just belongs on a different platform. But I can't say that, and I can't act on that. I am not entitled to say that just because you're really good at doing what you're doing, you can't be here. Because if another person did the exact same thing, it would be fine. It's a combination of so many variables, like what they're wearing, what they're doing, how they're posing, that makes it feel like it's too much. And all of those things happen because they are attractive people. If they weren't attractive people, no one would care. So like, are you trying to ban, not you, Gunnborg, I'm not, this is directed at the internet, because there's so many viewers that come in and say, oh, I'm so glad you're not one of the cam girls, to my girlfriend. And that's so insultive. They mean kindly with it, but they are insulting so many creators. So this whole conversation topic rubs me the wrong way, and I feel it's important that I share my piece, because maybe one of you guys listening are a part of the problem. Maybe one of you have shared the opinion that you don't think that content is right on this platform, and oh, it was better in the old days and all of that. Without thinking about what it is that you're saying. I think people are asking for impossible things and don't realize they're being mean in the process. So I think the platform should provide good tools and set some guidelines. And any creator that works within those guidelines is fine. If Twitch accept it, if you don't like a streamer, there is a mute streamer button or a hide streamer button, so you never can stumble upon them. It's like, okay, this streamer is too sexual. One click and they're out of your life. You can't even search for their name. You have to go into settings and muted streamers or hidden streamers, I don't remember what it's called, and unselect it. Like, you need to go out of your way to ever see that name ever again. And if you don't like people saying the word, let's use Amaranth, because she's the most famous and successful female Twitch streamer of all time, I think. And if you are triggered by her name, you can even ban her name from showing up in chat. So any message containing her name, you can ban it. Then you retake the power of your life, and you're not... And again, I'm not talking about anyone specific in chat here. I'm using the term you for whoever feels hit, whoever feels annoyed by Twitch going the way they are. You think Pokimane is richer? Had no idea. Pokimane has done porn, at least at one occasion, maybe several. And I feel like she got no hate for it. But she did it off a different platform. She didn't try to stretch the limits of Twitch. And I guess that's why she didn't get as much hate. Are you referring to Bad Bunny? She said that once, I remember. She said, what are you doing with your life if you can't afford $5? I agree with that argument that you're posing, Green Dragon, but I also agree with the streamer saying that. Okay, here's why. I don't mean that you shouldn't be able to watch a streamer without subscribing. My point is that if you don't have $5, then you should look at your life and consider educating yourself, working harder, getting a better job, making a future for you where $5 is nothing. And if you look at a statement like that from that point of view, then it's more of an encouragement for people to get their life together. And it's not an easy thing, and it's not something that happens overnight. There's a lot of factors why someone is unemployed or makes not enough money, or maybe they have debt from earlier in life that they're paying off and therefore don't have $5. There's so many variables. This is not like a generally applicable broad argument that, oh, if you can't spare $5 on pleasure, right, on content consumption, then you're a bad person. That's not what I'm saying. But I believe that there is some power in that argument, that if $5 is too much for you, so I know Bad Bunny. I haven't met her personally, but we both, me and Styria, has been in her stream a few times, and when she says that her name is Bad Bunny, her whole character is about raging and being like edgy. So when she says that, I think it should be considered as comedy. And I'm sure she means it with a wink, but she is very assertive in her argument. She's very strong in the way she streams and speaks. But that's her persona. That's how she is on stream. Sort of like how Dr. Disrespect is always screaming and raging at things, you know? It's a character. What have I plugged my headset into? A Zoom L12 mixer, which is going to be replaced. 3 weeks ago, I'm streaming from my girlfriend's studio. I'm not a full-time streamer, she is. I'm just playing in video games for fun. I used to be a full-time streamer, but now I'm a full-time dad. And she told me 3 weeks ago that her mixer is acting up and she wants a new one. And I haven't been able to decide if we're gonna get a Universal Audio Apollo or if we're gonna get a SSL 6. Her Twitch is Siri. Oh, you've never watched Dr. Disrespect? I don't think you've missed much. Yes, Anders. That is correct. Oh, the spray contract. I've been so into my harvesting in this topic. I think we're having great discussions, chat. I bet we're scaring some people off with these vexing topics. But to anyone that is still here, I appreciate you being here. I think you're cool people. Cool for being able to talk about topics we disagree on. It's a very difficult thing. It's very difficult to disagree and still be friends. That's only field 8 left. So what makes you so interested in tech? Or audio gear, more importantly, Anders. Are you a streamer yourself, or just are you into music? What is your motivation? So before I became a streamer, I don't know if I said that or if you guys missed it, that before I was a streamer, I was a photographer. And the reason I became a photographer was that I thought they had such cool tech and gear. I've always been a tech nut. And I thought photographers have like the coolest stuff. And then after being a photographer for 5 years, I realized that videographers have even cooler stuff. Videographers, they have the really cool stuff. So then I bought myself a Blackmagic cinema camera, the original one, when it came out, and I started making some movies for my clients, quickly realizing how incredibly time-consuming it is to edit video. And now I'm like, maybe I should have stayed as a photographer. Danger! Hi, buddy. No John Deere? Well, I'm sorry to disappoint. I have deer. Oh, no, don't show it. Okay, let's role play, because Danger was kind enough to raid us. So we're gonna drive only the JCB, okay? Only JCB equipment. Because I know that's his thing. There we go. There we go. But I don't have more than this. This is the only JCB I have. I would love a fast track though. That's on my wish list. But until then, this is the only thing I have that is JCB. When I was looking to buy an excavator in real life, I was looking a ton at just the JCB's, like 1 ton and 1.5 ton diggers. But everyone shit-talked them so much. If I read on forums, they were like hating so bad on their mini diggers. So I went for the Kubota instead. Oh, am I even aligned? No. It's like a drunk dude in a warehouse. Have I told you guys the story about when I was studying, I was working driving forklifts. And I once took out a whole row of pallets, it was in a warehouse, and you know these, the shelves you stack on. I destroyed an entire shelf. Not like the YouTube videos you see when the whole shelf just falls. Almost like that. So pretend that this building here is one of the pallet rows or shelves or whatever you call it. In the middle there is a shortcut in this warehouse that I was working in. So there was a shortcut. Instead of driving all the way around, you can go between it. And in every single row, like 20, 19, 18, 17, all the way down to 1, they are full height of the warehouse. But in the first row and the second row, they are half height. Why? No idea. No idea. And it was like late the day after work, and I was driving one of those side loading, high lifting thingies. And the code says that if you have it like at max extension, so if it's like all the way up here, you're not supposed to be driving, right? Because that's not very safe, is it? So the expected procedure is to take it down, wait for 15 minutes, and then you drive. But I think me and everyone else that was driving, when they had put the pallet on the shelf, they started reversing out as they were lowering it, and they started driving as it was lowering. And you sort of learn how long time that takes by heart, so that I could drive out of the alley, go into the shortcut in between the rows, no worries. But not on row 1 and 2, because then it's only half height shelves. So I, at quite high speed, drove straight into one of those the pallet shelves, and the whole forklift, because it was extended a lot, so it was. Let's use this one for scale. Maybe it was like this tall, about half the height of the machine, and I smash into it, and the boom hits the shelves. The whole forklift tips forward, boom, onto its fork. And it's quite jarring, sitting inside it like boom, crashing without a seatbelt. And the shelf got bent in such a way that they had to replace the entire shelf. We managed to straighten up the machine. The machine was fine, a little dinged up, but not terrible. But having to unload the entire shelf to be able to replace it, that was like 2 days of work for one guy, plus the company that came to replace the shelf. That was like a 3-man job for 2-3 days. I did not get stuck with a bill, luckily. Whew. And I didn't lose my job. But I was yelled at a little bit. They didn't like it. Understand that. Who stacked this? It's not terrible, is it? It's not terrible. It's not good either. Let's go back to our other tractors. I don't know if Danger's still here. Maybe you need to run off and do something. I always do after stream. But I might be driving some other tractors than JB for a bit. You have other tractors. You have other than JCB tractors. Is your thing that you just don't want the deer? Welcome to my stream, Pebbles. Pebbles, you are a regular for Danger, I believe. I've seen you many times when I've been lurking. Senton. It's almost like Fenton. This map is fairly uncommon, and I understand why. These hills, when you're trying to pull a planter, is killer. So I tried almost every tractor, and none of them did it for me. I dislike the quad tracks in this game. So the most powerful non-quad track tractor is this, and that was the only thing that worked for me. Pulling like a plow or a forage harvester or a drill up these hills. Like nothing else works. Maybe I should install a mod and get some more powerful tractor, but yeah, you need horsepower, which makes it very expensive. But it makes it fun. I enjoy it. I'm having a lot of fun on this map. Let's see if my sprayer is finished. The contract is 86% done. What have you missed? So AI is terrible at spraying, in my opinion. Unless you have like mega flat fields. Field 8. Okay, so just a little bit here and at the east side. Okay. Fine. Svende, welcome. Hello. How are you doing, buddy? Ooh. Why you dead tired? You went to bed decent last night, didn't you, Grundragon? It's a sauna in the studio now. We have 16.7 degrees Celsius. My fingers have started having blood in them again. When you get frostbite from it being too cold, you tend to get it in your feet and hands first, because your body cuts off the blood flow to those parts of the body first, because they are the least essential. And that's such a crazy thing to think about, that the body, if it gets too cold, has like a shut off valve where it can make that, like, it can basically cut off its hands because they get too cold. That's so weird. Fingers and toes, like, how does it do it? The body is marvelous. Hi, Svendom. There we go. Contract finished. Stop. Hand it in. I'm done with spraying. We have done so many spraying contracts this spring. 1, 2, 4, 5 maybe? 5 herbicide contracts. So quite a few.
And on your smart speaker,
Now we're gonna set up a fertilizing combo. We're gonna run the Fendt favorite 511. It's not my favorite tractor, but I like it. Oh, you start with a small cow field, 15 cows, and all the stuff you need to take care of them on the Old Stream Farm. So Old Stream Farm, isn't that oh, I need to go out in the main menu. It's like the UK inspired map, right? It looks so cozy. Did I compact the new silage? I haven't done that yet, no. But I want to set up the fertilizing contracts first. It was field 13 and some other fields. Oh, 3 of them, that's perfect. And it was not field 13. It was 10, 9 and 7. Let's do them. Oh, you're a new farmer on it. Oh, right. So I started from scratch. This game, the goal with this game, when I set out to start farming, was to see how much money it's going to take me and how long time it's going to take me to sell my first cake. That was my goal. It took me 87 hours and $8.7 million in resources to get the first cake delivered. And when I did, I realized, oh my god, I'm basically bankrupt because one bakery cannot output enough to pay 8.7 million in loan. Like, it just doesn't. I think the yearly income of one bakery is like 70,000-80,000 maybe, if you sell in good time. Maybe 100k. But to borrow 8.7 million, you're paying 30,000 a month, I believe. Close to 30,000 a month. Meaning you're paying 300,000 a year, 360 a year in loan payments, and only making 100,000. So yeah. So it sort of, I went sort of bankrupt. It was very close at the time. I took more loans to be able to diversify my crop to make money right now. I went into silage because I figured that silage works very well in these hilly fields. So the fields I own, I'm gonna just see if I can hire a worker here. The fields I decided to buy was the fields around this area here. So I think my first field was like 21, 22, and then I bought this one because it seemed like a good value. But that was before I even been here, and I didn't realize how incredibly steep it is. So the tractor I had couldn't pull any implements up these hills. It just didn't work. So I thought, well, I might do grass then, because there was already grassland planted. So I buy a mower and a baler and all of that, and then I realized I hate baling. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna try a silage pit, and I build a silage pit, and that was awful. So I sell the silage pit, and I go back to baling, and I go back and forth, like selling, buying equipment like an idiot, probably losing $1 million in the process. And then when I finally figured out how to run a silage pit, I decided to do that instead. And I did that for a year and a half, 2 years, grow grass and harvest it at the same time, because like the fields I needed to use to satisfy my bakery was like these 3 probably. And like that was enough. I have so much. I haven't, this is year 3. This is very new save. This is year 3. I have so much flour that it just stacks on stacks and stacks, and I think I even haven't, let's see here, flour. Yeah, I have 74,000 liters left to process, and I have so much flour, and all of my bakery, like look at this, it's all full except for eggs. Like sugar is maxed, and butter is maxed, and the butter is maxed here. It's like It's like too much. And let me show you my... I mean, I have eggs. Just haven't delivered them. Let me show you my flour stack. And this is like... I grew wheat 2 years. On one field. And this is the result. So I have a surplus. And that's not all. I also have these. Can I go in between them? No, but you get the point. And this is just sitting here waiting for me to build an industrial bakery. Because this one normal sized bakery, it's just not outputting enough goods. I started making bread. I never intended to make bread, but I have just so much flour that I started making bread. Cakes don't produce a lot per year. I think it's like, it's nothing. Let me show you. 192 cycles a month. So in a year you get 2,400 liters. Or maybe one cycle is 5 cakes, so it's actually it's 1,000 per month. So you get 12,000 liters a year. Yeah, sounds about right. So yeah, it's not a lot. I definitely need either more bakeries or a big one. I guess the flour is running out. We could set the flour mill to distribute instead of storing. Change output distributing. There we go. Because my bakery was actually running low. And then my bakery also needed milk, right? And the same with sugar. Like I had pallets and pallets and pallets of sugar just sitting around. I'm not selling any of the flour because if I sell the flour, I need to regrow it. So yes, it could be some quick cash to sell like butter. But if I sell the butter, well, I guess I could sell butter. But I don't want to sell sugar, for example, because if I sell sugar, that means I'm going to need to grow sugar beets again. And that's a process that I don't mind it, you know, but it's not as profitable as other things. Since I'm like overproducing it. So I'd rather diversify and get into other businesses. Maybe making more eggs, for example, is one thing I can do. But latest venture is to go into fabric. And now I have the problem that I have too much cotton because I planted cotton on like large fields, and my spinnery that makes fabric out of cotton is backed up for over a year, and I haven't even harvested all fields. Do you get what that means? That means I have more than a year's worth of cotton, and I still have these 3 and this field left to harvest. So yeah, there's gonna be like 3 years worth of cotton. And I got my cotton from harvesting field 16 and 5. That is a year's worth of cotton. So this is going to be a year easily. To make corn, some of them? Oh, these fields are corn. The yellow are corn and the white is cotton. So these 2 was planted as corn. And next year, depending on if I buy a second spinnery, apparently 2 spinneries is good to supply 1 tailor. If that is true, I might build a second spinnery. But that means we're gonna maybe grow cotton on these 3 fields next year. And then do corn up here again. And I was growing wheat and barley on these. Because I needed some feed for my chickens. Welcome back, Fashion. Yeah, cereal is up there. So I want to make wine. I've been saying that when I get rich enough of my cake venture, I'm gonna retire from making cakes and make a vineyard, because I feel a vineyard would be so fitting on these sloping hills. Like, look at this slope. Am I supposed to combine up here? It's crazy. So I feel it would be much more fitting to do a vineyard here. What am I doing? I'm in the middle of harvesting. Fertilizer. Sorry for the yawning. Let's go back to the favorite and start a second field. Ooh, 13 mini in red. She's fancy, boys. I like that you you go on an auction. You try to buy yourself an iPhone 12 mini. You don't win the auction. Straight off and buy a new one instead. I get it. I get it. You seem like a person that, just like me, used their phone for so many years. That it makes sense to buy a new one. So you know the battery is good and that the phone isn't cracked and broken. Cosmic green? Because you're Gruen Dragon. I get it.
Playing the music you love. Rise to your truck cab. Love driving, love truck.
Yeah, that is an issue with the iPhone 12 mini. The battery is... It leaves you wanting. My buddy said that. That's the only drawback. But like, he works as a programmer, so he just puts it on a charging pad. What? Oh, weeds. I'm telling you, AI workers, man. No, this is not. No, stop. I thought I hired an AI worker. Oh my god, I just put on cruise control. Oh, stop. Shut it down. Whoa, when I saw it just continuing, I thought I hired an AI worker. It was going for a swim. Man. That could have ended so poorly. I have 9,000... I have 10,000 liters of seeds. How much is that worth? 10,000 liters of seed. You can only buy 8,000 at a time. So... maybe I should just do the math, but with adding a zero. That would have been $8,000 of loss. That... Do you realize how close I was to losing 8k? Because if you have to reset the vehicle, anything you have on the vehicle gets lost. Oh, Jesus. Wow, that's all the excitement I need this morning. Okay, did I hire a worker? Yes. You can check by being in the way. Or just jumping out, I guess. Oh, that was... It wasn't AI. I had it on cruise control. So this game, when you bring up the menu, right? Your tractor will continue to drive. And I do that so often. When I'm driving on straight bits of road, I go and check like contracts or the maps or whatever. But yeah, I thought it was AI that was driving, but it was me on cruise control. Yeesh. It is fashion because I'm continuing to repay the loans to get lower monthly mortgages. But like, look at this. Look at, if I borrow as much as I can, then we can see without doing math how much money I actually have. Look at that, $227,000 available. I thought I made a mistake, but I didn't. I can just repay it. Never mind. I thought I like executed a irreversible change. we're doing good on money. So I'm gonna tell you right now, you're not finished. But he doesn't care. He thinks he is. Good day, Kron. So now I'm running on cruise control again because I'm gonna check the map. Oh, and adjust the course for this. I'd go to say horrible way of driving, and I am to be blamed, which is the worst part. Now we're back. I'm probably gonna need to go over that again. I don't think it's gonna be enough coverage. Oh. Yeah, you're gonna enjoy it. I mean, if you, what my point before, that you keep your phones for a long time. If there's features that you feel will make a difference to how you enjoy your phone, to spend the extra on getting the latest is well worth it. But like, comparing the iPhone 12 Pro Max and the iPhone 13 Pro Max, I'm not sure it gives me features enough to warrant it. So for me, getting the last gen and saving, I don't know, $300 might be worth it. Even if I keep the phone for so long. But now we're like approaching summer and my phone is still working. So I'm mega excited about the possibility to potentially be able to keep my phone until it actually runs out of service life. So iPhone 6s is the oldest iPhone that gets the latest updates. An iPhone 6 does not get updates anymore because they're 8 years old. And they're too slow to work on the latest software. You still get some safety updates, I believe. And there's probably another 2 years before things like Bank ID. In Sweden, there's a government app that you use for verification, for like signing in on government sites or on anything security related, like your bank or whatever. And it's awesome. It's such a good feature, but it's needed. Like in society today, it's hard to live. It's like you can live with just cash, but it's hard living without a credit card because a lot of stores have stopped accepting credit cards. Cash, I mean. And it's kind of the same. If you don't have Bank ID, you will have to struggle in just mundane everyday tasks. So if you can't update to the latest safety things, eventually the Bank ID app stops working. And when that happens, your phone is dead in the water. And we're not there yet. I think that's another two years, probably. And then my phone is just a brick, in my opinion, because it's such a big part of what the phone does. They can't deny? That's weird. Weird and good, I guess. I see both being good. If you put that law, it will keep cash in circulation, and cash is good for some. But at the same time, cash costs money. Cash is quite expensive for a government to make and to have in rotation, and it's a lot of like the money wasted and the inefficiencies of having like armored vehicles driving around picking up cash and the moving of cash. It adds Ebbe, mamma! Hey Ebbe! Hey. Oh, you wanna walk? You don't wanna be carried? You wanna come and play with daddy? Yeah. Hello, buddy. You wanna play? Oh, you wanna sit with daddy? Off it goes. Shall we run after it? Let's run. Let's turn on the flashlight. Flashlight. Boom, 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 boom. Hello, buddy. Have you slept, Web? Slept well? Do you think cash is good for kids? So they see the numbers?
Yes.
Mm.
But I think equally they can get used to having an app that they look
Mm.
at, seeing those numbers and seeing the numbers change.
Mm.
Well, when they're very young,
Mm.
I think it can be good to that they get when you
Mm.
give them a.
From what age can you get a card in Sweden?
I think it's 15.
15.
Yeah.
A debit card. So before that, unless you have cash, you can't buy things.
Swish, but I think you can't get Swish until you
18.
have a bank either. No, I think that's 15 as well.
Oh, okay, okay.
So before that, it's cash. So he's gonna get
Mm.
his allowance in cash. So,
In bitcoins. So why... Is there any argument why kids shouldn't be allowed to have a bank card? Like a 6-year-old? No, I'm not talking credit card. You know, just a debit card.
maybe that they lose.
Convoys to friendly drives
But the
and
card is
meetups.
safe if you lose it. You can just order a new one.
Come
It's
and
just a
join the fun.
little plastic
Head over
thing.
to haulittransportvtc.com and apply today. Haul It Transport, the people's VTC.
Why can the radio was on? I couldn't hear you. Like, is it an old system or is it like something that kids wouldn't be able to manage? Yeah, same. I don't know.
Came here to invite you for lunch.
Lunch. Hmm. Have you made lunch, or am I invited to make lunch? Oh. So what I said when an adventure, things that I have in mind is, one. Oh wait, Ebbe's been sick. We shouldn't go anywhere, no. Because I was thinking that we would go shopping.
We can have an adventure at home or in the forest or
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Mariana,
Mother invited us for fika at 4.
but how lovely.
Yeah. Do you think we're well enough to bike?
No, I'm definitely
Okay, okay.
no, I'm worse today.
Are you worse today? That makes sense that it's some incubation time. Yeah.
Yeah, it was probably better,
Yeah?
but I'm worse.
I was trying to disconnect my trailer. You left the trailer, buddy. Will you put it on? Click now. Click. Yay! No. Yes. Okay, let's go. No, you took off the trailer again. That's what that button does. Click it. Click it. Again. Yay! Oh, no, not twice. Only once. Click it. Yes.
No.
No. Again? And no. No, we can't drive. You're leaving it there. I'm gonna abandon the tractor if you're gonna be like that. Baby. We're never gonna get this home at this pace. Okay, let's try. Oh! You took it off again. Huh? You're such a little...
You're a little troll.
You're a little troll.
Daddy.
Yeah? You're just clicking. I wonder if you understand what's going on.
Like yesterday with the excavator.
Mm-hmm.
And he found the button that changed it from the
The RPM.
like, yeah.
Mm.
And he clicked it and I clicked it back and he clicked it again and then we started like click, 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 click. And he's just laughing. He just
He was just having fun, yeah.
clicked it over and over.
Oh, yeah. Ours doesn't have that button. it's an auto RPM button, so you can have it like at full throttle, and unless you're digging, it slows down, and then when you start digging, it revs up again. It's quite convenient, but not needed at all. Yeah, he probably understands what he's doing and enjoys trolling me. So that's how you control the camera, Ebbe. That's how you make it go. I think everyone I talk to say that it's easier understanding money from banknotes than it is from a number. And like when you teach kids counting, like you use like, I don't know, peas and put them on the table, and like these are 4 peas, and then you have 3 peas over here. If you put them together, that's 7, to sort of teach addition, and subtraction and multiplication. But if that is true or not, I don't know. Like, is it actually simpler? Is that the only way to do it?
No, absolutely not.
And also, it might be the easiest way to teach someone really, really young. If you instead wait 2 years more with teaching them, and then you teach them with like writing numbers on a paper or something, how would they be when they're 10? Better or worse? This is such an interesting question to me, that, okay, yeah, if you do this technique, you can teach them when they're younger. But if you wait and you teach them when they're older, will they just learn faster?
And Dragon and Fashion are having an interesting discussion about school dinners and kids having to pay for school dinner. And in the US, you have a prepay system.
Yeah.
Where the parents will pay.
They can't hear you. The mic is right here.
Oh.
But you have to turn it on the mixer. Just slide up to channel 7. Too lazy. Okay, she's too lazy. Okay, I'll swing over this mic.
So that the US has a system where the parents have to pay each week, and if there's no money, the kid doesn't eat. They don't get food. And it's just we're so lucky in Sweden. I feel that we have free food for kids. Lunches are free up until high school. So up until you're 19, you get free lunches every day in school.
A lot of kids get lunch sent with from home, right? In America.
I don't know about that. It's still it creates a place where there's so much disparity, where like, oh, one kid has the pre-packaged fancy brands, expensive foods, and then some kids have, you know, their mom's homemade something that I don't know. It becomes such a big deal.
At a very vulnerable age.
Yeah, at a very vulnerable age, and then if in case you don't have, your parents haven't paid, and you're standing there at lunch and they won't give you food, like that's so fucked. And so, like I just think. Can I finish? What it makes me think about, like, why I feel that it is a big deal is that the one time where we would have our own food packed with us, which were if we were gonna go for something special like a forest hike with the school, and we were gonna be gone over lunch, that everyone had to bring their own bag with food. And that was always such a moment where there was jealousy, there was comparison. Some kids were like, they had the Risi Fruttis and the the fancy stuff, right? And then I remember me having like something simple, homemade, and usually healthier, right? And healthy stuff, and the other kids had this store-bought unhealthy stuff, which I was jealous of at the time. And that became just so often kids would be like, oh, you have that? Aw. Or like, oh, wow, you only have that? Ha ha ha. Like laughing at each other and this is the same reason why I think school uniforms are such a great thing. Like I actually think that's really good, because that removes another part where you can compare each other, is the clothing.
Absolutely. That's a really good transition to what I was gonna say. So what it does, it sort of puts you, it sort of culls the herd from a very young age, where when you separate, when you don't make everything uniform, You take the rich kids and you put them up for success, and you take the poor kids and you put them up for failure. And that is a way to sort of arrange society. But I don't think it necessarily is the best way to do it, because just because a parent is successful and rich, you kind of need to be smart. Oh, don't crash. Okay, you can drive wherever you want to go. It's fine, Ebba. Yeah, now you're here. Okay, Ebba, I'm looking away. I don't want to see this. Oi, you crashed. Yeah, you crashed. You drive so good. You crashed. Yeah, you put it under the barn. You parked it. Yeah, you parked it really good. I got so distracted. So, kids, just because their parents are intelligent, clever, educated, and manage to accumulate wealth, doesn't mean that the child have the same genes. It doesn't mean that the child have the same possibilities in life. So, for humanity, it might be better if kids were taken away from their parents and raised like in a as much uniform system as possible. Like they eat the same perfectly nutritious food, they have the same sort of development coaches instead of parents.
I mean, like, that could either be utopia or extremely dystopia.
Who knows,
Speaking
right?
of taking away kids from their parents, like...
Sort of like, what's the Marvel movie? Black Widow?
Yeah.
I think anyone can succeed in life. I don't think there's any hole that is deep enough to hide successful people and brilliant individual. So, like, school, for example, is expensive. But you can, if you have access to, say, YouTube from a library computer, you can learn to program by yourself on the interwebs. And that skill can land you a job that can earn you money to go to college and become a nurse. And then you can earn more money. And then that, I mean, honestly, you make more as a programmer than a nurse. So that was a really bad example. But you can educate yourself to be a surgeon, whatever you want to do, from nothing. And yes, digging yourself up of that hole with no support is a feat that I probably would never manage. So I'm not saying just go and do it. But I'm saying that success stories have proven that it is possible.
Also, the soup is...
Huh? Oh, the food is ready. Okay, we need to go. Chat, it's been lovely. Thank you. We might be back, we might not. And I mean back meaning me or Siri later today. Little boy, you crashed the tractor and now you leave? You don't help me tow it out? Lampa? Yes, a lampa. Shall we turn them on? Yeah, but that's a learning moment. Sizzling, touching the lamp. Lampa.
Ser du? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lampor.
That's probably one of the first time I say a word and he repeats it so clearly.
We were saying lampa a lot yesterday when we were at the excavator. Yeah. Lampan!
Do you want to play guitar? Yeah, the guitar. Mother, take the guitar. And help Ellie play. Ooh.
Oj!
Yeet.
Oj då.
Chat. I keep saying I'm gonna leave. Let's just save and close the game. So I got a 2 hours 40-minute stream. I thought it would be like an hour. I'm really pleased about this. We got so much done at the farm. Grundrang, you asked how much stone there was? I had 100k lime that I sold for $30,000.
Go around. That way. Go around the chair.
I'm happy about that.
Ebbe, around the chair. Around the other side. You can't go that way. Ebbe.
Ooh.
Go
Agree? You don't have to agree. My crazy idea about taking kids away from parents, it gives parents freedom. So that argument is kind of moot with freedom, but whatever.
Come on. The toys are over there. Was it this one you
It was
got?
not my opinion. It's a crazy thought. That's an important distinction. Ja, it's been lovely having you here. If you're new, drop a follow, and I'll catch you next stream, wherever that